Yeah.
Okay, well, parenthood for me is kind of crazy because I've got different personalities in my house. My son, he's how can I say it? He's got a special way of thinking.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about pushing buttons,
Okay.
that he knows how to do.
Okay.
So he pushes a whale of buttons, and also when you were saying about not understanding like a man to a certain extent.
Yeah, you can.
I think
just
sometimes
like,
I struggle
Okay.
because when he's saying stuff and he's getting on my nerves, the woman in me just comes out and it's just like I say this and I say that to him, and then it's like I have to remember that, you know what, I have to speak to him with love, because love is what's going to bring out the best in him.
Absolutely.
And if I'm being negative, that's how he's gonna review.
You're gonna crash even more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Resistant.
I have to kind of like restrain myself and feel like, you know what, no, Chance, how can I get to him in a different way? And love is always going to be the answer. So I think so.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it's important that when you're a parent, you have to give your children that time to not only grow, but help them understand themselves as young people becoming adults and going through a teenage kind of phase. So just to add to that, for me, I always listen to my kids and make them understand why I think this should be done like this, or this should be done like this, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. It's important for them to understand as much as it to be implemented. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, what are you mentally, and how's fatherhood going for you?
Parenting is the hardest job in the world, or the most rewarding job in the world. For me, I've always been close with my kids. Even though I don't live with them no more, I'm still doing what I need to do as much as I can within the time that I'm given as I'm here.
Respect that.
So it's not going to be smooth. There'll be times when it can be very difficult, when you feel like you're not doing enough. But what you have to do is remember that that is God's gift to you.
Absolutely,
as
bro.
Human beings.
And there's even these lines, yeah. What, not lines, but a line that, once again, the older my kids are growing, like I'm realizing sometimes, like I'm trying to work out that line between friends, like your child being like your best friend, where it's like, that building that bond where it's like they can trust you to come to you for anything. The older they get, so you can build up friendships, like they're like your little best friend, but at the same time it's like your child, innit? And obviously the older they get, they're changing, they're developing ways, they're finding out more about themselves, and it gets a little bit tricky, innit? You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, and like you get what I'm trying to say. I'm your friend, I'm your best friend, but at the same time I'm your parent as well. You get me? Those two lines.
No, that one's a bit difficult for me, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big kid anyway.
Yeah.
So at home, my children talk to me, as bad as it is, they talk to me like I'm probably one of their friends.
Okay.
And because I had my son young as well, so I had him at 18. So it was like I was still growing up. I'm still trying to be me too.
Yeah.
So it's like being a mum and also trying to put, certain things in place.
Boundaries into place,
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
Perfect boundaries in
Literally,
place.
yeah.
So I struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think I still need to work on it. But they could talk to me about anything. I'm quite down to earth. I'll sit down and give them they don't want my advice, but I give them my advice nevertheless.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Yeah.
Hand it up.
Yeah.
There's levels. So for me, when I mean about the whole comfortability, you have to be comfortable for you to be emotional and break down and cry and be able to be comfortable to come and speak to dad and reason with dad, hug dad. Do you know what I'm saying? That is important, because if, as a parent, if you can't get that from your child, then you're going to struggle on a basic day-to-day level.
Well,
there's no handbook for parenting. I already said to you,
yeah.
I'm very strict with love. I'm disciplined.
I remember. Pardon me for that, my brother.
Understanding.
I remember you telling me, like, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you see, when I talk about comfortable, I'm talking about being able to open up to man at all levels. I don't want you to go.
That's true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't want them to go to any Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Come to me. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm your dad.
Yeah.
I'm your dad for a reason. Let's reason. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's levels to this comfortability thing.
That's true.
If your child is comfortable, it's your job to make them uncomfortable by how you deliver your parenting skills. And this is why, as a parent, you're always going to be a friend to your kids, especially if you're trying to understand them.
Yeah.
My kids are very comfortable because I've always been around.
Quick one, yeah? Sorry to even cut you, my bro. Quick one. Don't lose your chain of thought, yeah? The only reason why I said that, because, you know, sometimes kids can get comfortable, and obviously any parent that's going to be watching this, they can relate, some of them, innit? The reason why you wouldn't, like, some parents don't want them to get comfortable, because they get to a point where it's like, you want to they do something, or you want to explain something that's really important to them, but it's like they get comfortable and they're like, oh, shut up, dad, or shut up, mom, or like, you got to understand, it's like now they're talking to you like as if they're your brethren, you get me?
Yeah, but